I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's a filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Our merch indeed.
Buy our merch.
The child shall lead them. This little cute fella on the side is Lucky the Turtle.
Oh, he's so cute.
The hand,
he's actually 1 year old in that picture, but he's now 7.
The hand that upholds Lucky Turtle is the feller, the handsome feller you saw on the thumbnail, dear listener.
No, the thumbnail has Lucky.
Oh. The hand belongs to DJ Mike. This is DJ Mike's second stream. DJ Mike already had a stream. You guys know, if you do 4 songs at minimum, you become the DJ for the night. DJ stream. The very first selection in the DJ Mike stream tonight is Serj Tankian, Empty Wall. Serj is a dude from System of a Down. He's a singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's that's him.
Okay, well.
So he's got a solo. He apparently did some solo joints. So here we go. Serj Tankian, Empty Walls. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Attentions, dismissive apprehensions. Don't waste your time on coffins today. When we decline from the confines of our mind, don't waste your time on coffins today. Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication.
Damn.
those empty walls. The walls from behind those empty walls. From behind those empty walls. From behind those empty walls. Killed my families. Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication. Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication. I want you to be left behind those empty walls. Don't you see of anticipation, choking from intoxication.
Damn, here we go. Whew. Man. Serj Tankian. One of the greatest of all time, bro.
Wow.
Stoudman says, after Trump started talking about building a wall to the border, this is the only song I could think about. Was that released in 2020? Is that a 2020 song? 2017, I think it says. Scroll up. Now, actually, if you...
Usually we go to Genius. 2007.
2007. Holy moly. Okay. BC said he looks like Colonel Sanders. Okay, so that's 2007. So that's the height of the Iraq War, right? 2007. No, we pretty much wrapped that up. Okay, so let's see. Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication? Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of anticipation, choking from intoxication? I want you to be left behind those empty walls. Taunt you to see from behind those empty walls. Those empty walls when we decline from the confines of our mind. Don't waste your time on coffins today. Don't you see their bodies burning, desolate and full of yearning, dying of, etc., etc. So it looks like it was something of an anti-war message. Obviously, the guy ends up dead at the end.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah. Why did they have the kids in the... Like, were they showing that all the soldiers used to be kids? Or what was happening in that video?
Well, yeah, he's playing in, like, a fun house, like a Chuck E. Cheese type of thing with these kids. And the kids are playing and stuff. But the kids are acting out, like... Really, like one of them did 9/11, right? Like you saw that they built the blocks and then they threw the kid into the blocks.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I saw them playing, but I didn't make a connection with that.
Yeah, it looks like they were.
I was just picturing all of our kids in that place.
If you see right there, it says the Department of Playground Security.
Oh,
if you look in the video,
okay.
It says the Department of Playground Security, which is kind of Department of Homeland Security.
Right, exactly.
See right there.
Yeah.
And then they had the terror threat levels. I don't know if you remember that. You go, well, I lived in the airport like a year or two after this. So you'd hear the terror threat level is X. It'd be yellow or green or whatever. Yeah. So, like, it's definitely...
I wonder if that was accurate or if that was just put out there to make people feel better.
Well, I
mean...
you
always kind of keep it on a low, even if it's high.
Department of Homeland Security. Look, so you see right there? Mm-hmm. Obviously, the kids are
That's
reenacting.
Yeah,
they're reenacting 9/11.
Right.
Right. So, there was a pretty sick ISIS video where they had kids doing the.
Oh no.
The executions.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old were the kids?
I mean, they were young kids, like Johan, younger age. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like, so it's.
Boys or boys and girls?
No, it's all boys. Thankfully.
Yeah. Oh God, that's awful. That's terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got these kids and they're in school and all this, and but it's crazy because the video is almost prescient because that was 2007. Mm-hmm. And there are people that is really interesting.
What is prescient? Is that like Prophetic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-science, right? The science means knowledge, right? So to know beforehand, but like, I had a family member who struggled through a very difficult selection process, and he made it. And the guy who was basically the honor guy, the valedictorian of the group or whatever, he talked about how there were people that only knew a post 9/11 America, and the inherent fear that they were used to, and the freedom, the America that we knew pre 9/11, they have no concept of.
Right.
And so like this sort of fear of terrorism or whatever, that which, obviously I think people in those organizations are more aware of terrorism to be afraid than the average American. I don't think that especially the average millennial American is not worried about terrorist attacks. But it was a very good rhetorical device because, at the end he was like, but, we're going to stand in the gap, type of thing. And, they're out there doing God's work. You know what I'm saying?
Who was this person?
This was the honor guard for a family member of mine who made it through a...
Oh. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's just a very crazy idea to me that, like, there are people that are in the military right now, that are in Afghanistan and other places around the world, who are... all they know is a post 9/11 America, which is mind-boggling to me.
Wow, that is crazy.
Like that's a pretty crazy thing to think through. And Estout is saying we're now sending those kids off to fight a war that started before they were born. Like that is insane.
Yeah, that is.
But it's this is humanity, man. Here we are. We're at this is what we do, and we kind of never learn from our mistakes. It's kind of crazy.
What our kids were talking to some people today about, like Medicare for all, and the people were like, "Why should no?" They didn't want that at all. And then they were saying, "Where's the money going to come from?"
There it is.
And so Johan was like, "I felt like that was a good question." He said, "I didn't really." He's like, "Where would the money come from, Mom?" And I said, "Well, I mean, we spent a lot of money on wars, so if we just kind of pulled back." There would be lots of money for that. He was like, "That's right."
We spent close to $8 trillion on killing people.
Yeah.
So, but it's amazing. Where does the money come from? Where is the money going to come from?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's time to kill people. Let's do it.
Right.
It's time to help your fellow American. Where's the money going to come from? It's unbelievable.
Yep.
The other thing about this song that's really crazy is Serj. So, at least for me, artistically speaking, my perception of System of a Down is that you've got Serj.
Yeah.
And then there's the other guy. He plays guitar. He's small and he's kind of like mousy looking. That guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So those two guys are the main creatives of the band.
Okay.
Okay. So that guy, that guitar guy, he also writes lyrics and he also sings background.
Okay.
So my perception, because I don't know the band very well, is that there's kind of like a tug of war between those two.
Probably.
And well, I mean, the band has had friction. Like
they've said it.
They haven't completed an entire record in a while. It's
oh my goodness.
Serj. Yeah. So
they should be probably. I think that bands should be in therapy.
Oh, I agree. I mean, Metallica did it. Metallica did an entire group therapy type of situation.
That's good.
I mean, they also created the worst record they'd ever made after the group therapy session.
I was literally thinking
because
that would happen.
Because James had let go of some of his controlling ways.
God.
And he allowed other people to.
Well, I'm sure that solidified that would never happen again. Okay, so there's these two people. Both of them are battling for the top spot.
This assumption that democracy is the way to go.
Let's be realistic.
It just doesn't work in a lot of situations. Yeah, there's Chris. See, everybody's mocking that shit. I'm madly in anger with you. That was the song. That was the only good song in that entire record, bro. Shout out to Metallica. Shout out to you guys. But holy shit, that was a terrible record. Well, especially the drumming. It sounded like he was hitting on a garbage can. I swear to God. All right, shout out to Lars. But yeah, like it seems like there's this conflict. Okay. And then there's this question like, who kind of comes up with, because they're such a unique band, System of a Down. It's like, who comes up with these genius cadences and things like that? And the quirk, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I just was gonna. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that. The quirkiness of the band. Like, who's responsible for that? Mm-hmm. So I was always on the guitarist side for obvious reasons.
Because you are a guitarist.
But when I hear this song, I'm like, well,
yeah, because it kind of sounds...
Because it had that quirkiness, and then it had that melodic nature, and I'm like, okay, like, maybe it's more Serj. It's like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Like, who's really the reason the band is so crazy? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure, like, who really is the driving force of the band, and maybe that's why it took them so long to get back together. But anyway, go ahead.
I think when I was listening to his voice,
holy shit,
I'm like, this sounds decent.
Listen to this. System of a Down is my favorite band, but I don't think they should make another record, at least not at this point. Yikes. That's crazy. Now, why would you say that as a fan of the band? It's because they haven't worked together probably like closely in a decade. They probably haven't come up with any new music in almost a decade. Bro.
Probably.
They're on that Tool shit. What were you going to say?
It's gone.
Shocker. All right.
Well, that's your fault. You interrupted me.
It's
always a comment that could have waited.
It's always my fault. Where's DJ Mike?
Oh, his voice was like, his voice is so weird. And I'm like, if I was like running one of those things where people come in and they have to like audition, and he came in, I'd be like, get this man out of here. This is trash.
What?
Just get this man out.
Really?
Yeah. But then when I'm hearing him do it in the song, because it's all like, you know, like kind of like sometimes you can visualize what sound looks like, and it's very like, it can be like full, or it can be like, but it's like over here, over there, like just the way that it is.
It's a very quirky.
Yeah, and I
bipolar kind of style.
If I didn't hear it like actually in a song and actually like working, I don't think that I would be able to. You know, when you first show me stuff, and there's, you know, if something is just like very melodic or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
But if you have something that is gonna need some drums and all that, I cannot visualize the whole thing, and I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, that's nice. But this guy, I absolutely would have sent him next door. I would have missed out on that talent being in my back. I would have said no. I would have said, did you hear that, man?
I guess one of their bandmates has now become a far right guy. Who in the band is far right? Obviously, Serj is left, but who in the band? I wonder in a band like that, like when they're really explicit about their political affiliations, like that could make or break your band, right? Like if somebody in Rage Against the Machine all of a sudden became like a capitalist corporatist, like that's the end of the band, right? Or that guy's got to go unless it's like the main singer.
I don't know. I think that those things are kind of difficult, because when I think about like Korn, some of them became Christians and some of them are not, and they like to have that like separation, but it kind of, you know what I mean? Like, if I was part of the band and I was not a Christian, it would actually annoy me that somebody became a Christian. I'd be like, we, Korn, are not Christians. You know what I mean? It would, but I know, not you. You'd accept everybody.
Well, there's a lot of bands where like they're Christians and Static X. There's a lot of bands where that. But I think what happens is religion is seen, especially in the metal community, as more personal, and politics are more what you want for the world. It just looks to me like people are way more, especially in our current moment, people are way more divisive about politics than they are about religion. Like there was even a Christian there was a Christian girl on Young Turks for a while, and she was a Christian, and the whole and you know she was on TYT and all that. So like, and you know how the Young Turks feels about Christianity. So like I think religion, like in a band, I think it's fine as long as the guy is like not trying to like convert them. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if Brian started like trying to preach every day, like there would be a problem. But I think politically, I think if you put something out there like during the whole like wall thing and like 4 years ago when Trump was running, like, you know, if you said something about the wall like positively,
shoot. Yep, I think you're right.
that would destroy. You know, like I just think that just destroys a band. You know,
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're right. It does. I agree with you because, like, there was this video where Head was praying with a group of people,
Right.
and you could kind of say, like, yeah, maybe you want your band to look like, you know, they're badass and they don't need any religion and get that God stuff out of here. But at the same time, like, I think that there's an understanding that the reason that a lot of us are able to kind of group together and like kind of cling on to each other is because we all are willing to admit that we've been through some stuff, you know?
Right.
And so probably Brian saying, hey, you know, this has been something that's helped me. Let me share it with you. Let me pray with you guys. It's accepted. But if you're right. If you were to say something, you could divide your whole.
I mean, all you have to do is one tweet. Hell, all you have to do is like a tweet.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it could destroy your band. So I just think
Right.
that, you know,
Yikes.
that's a very, very, very hard thing to, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully they can figure stuff out and get back together and come out with, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be coming out with a new record. I haven't heard them like touring or anything like that recently, but I did hear some like positive news that like they were going to get back together at some point. I'm not sure.
And you're talking about System of a Down.
Correct.
But this is not System of a Down.
This
This
is
is
just
one
his
of them
solo shit.
doing his own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he did a damn good job.
What do you get the song?
Okay, so probably, it's not like my style. I'm not like, ooh, I really want to listen to that song. But it is very interesting in sort of a cathartic sort of way. So I think I'm going to go with a 9.0.
Okay, a 9.0. So a 9.
9.0.
Okay. This song is a 9.7 for me. Really, really good. I love the cadence. I love the timing. I loved all of that. And this song to me, this is probably superfluous, but this song to me proves that Serj is the driving force behind the band and not the other feller on the guitar.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you.
There you are, there,
Sean
listener.
gave it a 6.
Sean gave it a 6.
Okay, well, on that note.
There you go, Serj. Your man Sean just gave you a 6. Sean, next time I talk to Serj, I'll let him know that you think he's only a 6. I'm sure you'll enjoy
1
that.
point
my
above
guy.
average.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Oh, he's not going to like that very much. He's going to be like, what? Make sure that kid doesn't see the interview.
Yeah.